Welcome to the third week of 2024, a time when the year is settling into its own rhythm and our intentions are finding sturdy ground. I do hope this message finds you in great spirits, ready to embrace the unique energy that January the 15th through to the 21st holds for each and every one of us. As we navigate the currents of this week, it's a period of consolidation. A time to anchor our aspirations, refine our plans. Whether you're diligently working towards your goals, or maybe it's a New Year's resolution, or finding solace in the beauty of winter's calm, know that the universe is conspiring to support your undertakings. This week invites us to channel the disciplined energy of winter. Like nature itself, taking a pause before a burst of spring. It's an opportune time for strategic moves, organized efforts, and grounding our ambitions in practical steps. I am thrilled to have you here, part of this cosmic journey. Together, let's dive into the cards of the week, uncovering insights and finding inspiration to make these mid-January days purposeful, meaningful, fulfilling. Now stay tuned as we unravel the cosmic threads from January the 15th through to the 21st through the tarot. Remember that this is for all zodiac signs, whether it be your sun, moon, or rising. And if you're unsure about what your moon or rising sign is, I've left a link to my free natal chart below so that you can gather that information for yourself. I'm excited to share insights, offer guidance, and be a part of your journey as we navigate the energies of this transformative week. Wishing you a week filled with intentional strides. Let's make it a purposeful week together. I'll see you there. Welcome, Cancer. This is your weekly focus for January the 15th through to the 21st, 2024. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Let's turn to the cards and see what's in store for you for the week. Okay, underlying card is the Four of Wands. Okay, so this is traditionally the marriage card. Okay, so I'll just throw that out there. Some of you might be thinking of marriage, the proposal, the partnership perhaps in business. But what I really am attracted to in this card is the fact that we are celebrating the small moments in our life. We're not waiting for that big moment to happen anymore. We're looking at the smaller moments. Don't worry. The big moments show up a lot faster when we start celebrating the small moments in our life. So start celebrating. Right now we got 4 wands in the ground. We got a little bit of garland up. Doesn't look anything like the castle that is in our mind. But we are making strides. However small and insignificant they seem, they're actually very significant to go forward. First card is the Devil. The Phoenix rising out of the ashes. There could be a theme this week for you, the death and rebirth of things in our life. We have to have the death of certain things in our life or put it in our past or in order to be reborn, in order to be the Phoenix rising out of the ashes. So we're letting go of a lot of things right now, even though we're a new moon energy. So we're letting go of those things so that we can go forward, so that we can become prosperous is what I hear. Our next card is the Fool. Yeah, brand new journeys. Absolutely. So there has to be some closure in order to step into that new opportunity, that new beginning, that new start. And don't let people try and push you into the direction they think that you need to go. Okay? Think for yourself of where you need to go. Okay? It's all about you. I think I've, over the last, over the last several weeks, I've been talking about you becoming the priority, you becoming number one in your life. And so that theme really isn't going away yet, obviously. So don't let people tell you, it's like growing up in a family of doctors. So, when you're born into this family, they automatically think you're going to be a doctor or, a group of lawyers or real estate or car salesman, whatever it might be. Okay? This is your choice and your choice alone. You are the only one that is going to walk to the very end of your path with yourself. So it has to be things that make you happy, things that bring in joy. This could be something that you've never even tried before, never even contemplated perhaps before. Or it could be something that has been in your heart for a very long time, but you haven't dared to look at it in a while because it just seemed like it wasn't ever going to be a moment that we could create that new beginning, that new start, that new adventure, that new opportunity. Step into that new relationship. And we have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands. That's my play nice with others kind of card here. The group experience. The group experience. You have talents. You have abilities. Absolutely. But there are things that you're not good at. And you know that. We all have our own limitations in life. And could we improve on them? Well, maybe, maybe not. But there's other people out there where that is their talent. That is their ability. So it's the coming together of minds to create something new, something wonderful. So allow each person to show you. Pardon me. The cough is a lot better than it was, okay? I started this on New Year's Eve, so I am feeling a lot better, and that cough is nothing compared to what it was. So I am healing, slowly but surely, I am healing. Anyways, back to you. Back to why we're here. This is when talents and abilities come together in such a way that you can create some kind of momentum that couldn't be there before. Some kind of success that couldn't be there before. Let's look at work and career. Work and career. Oh, we're getting a new perspective in work and career. Maybe you thought you were trapped in the job. Maybe you've put in a good 10 years or 20 years, and so you don't want to walk away from it because you've got seniority. And the world tells us seniority counts for so much. And in a way it does, but if you're not happy, if you're not... I just have to cough here for a second, so I'm just going to go off for... Give me a moment. Okay, all better. It's kind of like how you felt like you were blocked or you couldn't move forward when it comes to career, when it comes to what you want to step into. Maybe it's a promotion. Maybe you're creating a money stream for yourself. Maybe you've already created a money stream, but it's kind of hit a plateau. It's time to expand the horizon, so to speak. And maybe you felt like your hands were tied. You couldn't do much. It could be different habits and behaviors, or the different way that you set up your routine for the day might be changing as well. But with the Eight of Swords, it's really about your perception and getting a new understanding, a new perception. So aha moments, epiphanies, revelations can come in to know how we can do this, how we can take a risk on ourselves. Sometimes we've got that, because it is, you've been there a long time. You've got maybe a good pension, you've got benefits, and you don't want to see that kind of stuff disappear on you. On the other hand, if you really went after your passions, you could be making more than you ever thought possible. Okay, I'm breathing again. If you are looking for work, okay, maybe it never occurred to you to apply in certain areas. So I would almost... I'd sit and Google, my top 5 things that I like doing and seeing, what kind of job would I be good at if I like doing this all the time, or, and try and expand your horizon to things that maybe you didn't even look at before, things that you thought didn't appeal to you, or you never even gave that path. That's kind of like we change our train of thought in some way. And this is definitely a time to say, okay, can I go for this promotion? Do I need to look for something more suited to me? Could I make a lateral change within this company? Because in some way, in some form, there's this entrapment when it comes to, it could be to your stature in the community. Maybe you've always worked and you've just retired, and so now you kind of have to build your stature in the community. So get out there and see what kind of organizations and groups are out there for you to become a part of, and join up with like-minded people and start building your stature of the community, of the new you, of the person that you are reinventing at this point in time. For love and relationships, oh, we got the Tower. The Tower is here to break through that glass ceiling. Huh. Well, if this was a personal reading, I would be telling you that chances are this relationship is not going to survive. Or there has to be a dramatic change in order for it to survive. Because I think you're changing. I think you are evolving right now. And then you might be evolving then within your relationships and understanding what it means to be in a relationship, how people should be treating you, supporting you, loving you, and how I think you do that naturally. So I don't think it's really on your end. It's you're coming to some conclusions about how you should be treated and how you are treated. And if there's some kind of imbalance there, we need to start looking at those things. We need to start improving our surroundings and how people treat us. Just because you can do all the housework doesn't mean you should be. Just because you are the cook of the family doesn't mean you need to be every single time. Take turns. Give up the control on some of these things is what I'm kind of hearing. To say, I don't need to do this anymore. I only want to do this once in a while. Everybody else has to pitch a hand. I just made a list and it's on the fridge. Your job's for the week. Get to it. What are you getting paid? Well, you get to stay under this roof another week. So, there's always that bonus. It's about breaking through a glass ceiling in some way. In some way you haven't been able to express yourself within the relationship, or you kind of put yourself on the back burner to allow them to grow, allow them to prosper, but it's your time. It's still your time within the relationship. If you're looking for relationships and you're out there and you're in the dating scene, I would almost say that you are kind of changing your attitude towards who you want to let into your life, what kind of qualities they have, what kind of person they are, what kind of values, morals, beliefs, kind of person. Yeah. I hear centered, somebody who will center you, support you. And so since you're kind of, you could meet somebody, absolutely, but I think if you give yourself a little bit more growing time, that you will come to understand just exactly what kind of person that you want to invite into your life going forward. But if you're in a relationship, yeah, I could see discussions coming up within the relationship of how to grow the harmony, of how to grow the balance, of how to come alive within the relationship is what I'm hearing. So I think that if you are in a relationship and it's a sound relationship, it will stay a sound relationship. Okay, but there's still things that need to change. There's still things that need to be discussed. And I don't, even though it's the Tower card, I get this harmony from it, but I see you as this evolving soul right now. And so as you evolve, of course, you're going to have different wants and needs. That's only a natural part of the transformation happening. Spirituality, 4 of Cups, definitely gratitude. Okay, if you're not doing anything gratitude, you don't do a gratitude journal, you should. Okay, scientists have proven it over and over and over again. There was one study where they followed these 100 kids, okay, from age 7 or 8 or 9 was the first time they interviewed them. And they were interviewing for a lot of things, but they wanted, they were measuring out certain things as they went through their life. I think it was through Yale University, if I'm not mistaken. So, and they've been studying this. Now as these people are, they've lived their lives, and they came back every decade or so and interviewed them again. One of the things was the happiness level. So they found that the people, the group that they studied, what raised their happiness the most was, what's number one? Exercise. Exercise, because you are grateful for who you are. You know you have this body and you can utilize it as a strength or a weakness. And exercise was the number one thing to bring in happiness in our lives. Because what they're finding is that we start out wanting just happy in our life, and by the end of the road, we're a little less happy than when we were kids. And so something, has to shift. Anyways, the second thing on the list was a gratitude journal. Scientists have proven that, especially if you do gratitude, well, gratitude in the morning is a very good thing, waking up to the world and being grateful that you have a day to reinvent yourself, reinvent your world, your reality, but also the last thing you do at night. And when you do it, the last thing you do is at night, when you're closing your eyes, so to speak, you sleep deeper and more soundly. So if you ever had those nights where, you slept 8 hours and you woke up and you were just as tired as when you went to bed, it feels like you were only asleep 3 minutes. You're not going deep enough. That could usually be because of stress and stuff, right? Too much cortisol in our system prevents us from going into that deep sleep. Doing a gratitude journal, gratitude in the evening, actually allows us a sounder, deeper sleep. It also lowers our heart rate, blood pressure, stress. It takes all these things away. And, even if you got a piece of paper and you wrote down one thing tonight, said it aloud and went to bed. And then the next night you write a second thing, read them both, go to bed. Third thing, read it, go to bed. You see where I'm going to. So what happens here is, after doing it for a couple of weeks, you have a couple of pages, really, of things that you're already grateful for in your life, things that you're glad about, happy about, thankful about. And that starts to rewire your brain. So when you have a gratitude journal and you're flipping over to page 5, 15, 30, whatever it is, you're rewiring your brain to look at it and say, wow, I have so much to be grateful for. I've got pages of things that I'm grateful for. And of course, we're not reading it through every night like that, but we could read the last 5 or, go through it and just blindfold and pick one, whatever you want, do your thing the way you want to do it, but it costs nothing to try. And please, I'd love to hear from you and hear how in 2 weeks, how your life is evolving, because what happens is goodness attracts goodness. Like attracts like. Light attracts light. So as you start to be grateful for the things that are in your life, you're going to see more things come into your life to be grateful for. So definitely in your spirituality, it's about the gratitude journal and, research it. See all the research they've done on gratitude alone. Okay, it's quite impressive. The things that change within us, around us, because of a simple task like a gratitude journal. Health, well-being, family, home. You have the Ace of Swords, these aha moments, these epiphanies show up. We see how we want to do things different and how it will work like magic if you do these things. You're getting these ideas of things you want to change in the home, in the family, for your own well-being, for your own health. And they're good ideas. I mean, you should be at least writing them down, if not acting upon them. And it's almost like you've got a little angel sitting on your shoulder, whispering in your ear. And you know what else you want to do? You want to do this. This is allowing our thoughts to grow. Okay, so maybe you want to grow a more loving relationship with somebody. You'll get the ideas pop up in your head. You want to remodel your a room. The ideas will start popping in your head. And not only the ideas start popping in your head, but you start to hear of this person that paints, and this person over here that does carpentry, and this person over here, they just found a great deal on flooring or whatever. These things start coming to you, okay, with the Ace of Swords. in order to go forward in the new thoughts and the new beginnings, also the tools, the awareness of the tools around us show up. Okay, let's go to the Circle of Door Tarot. And we have the Eight of Shells, Mastery. I know this glory was meant to be real. It whispers in perfect shape into my mind. Grant me the privilege of being the channel. Let inspiration erupt from my hands. To claim yourself as an unstoppable creator is to surrender to the process, removing the boundary between hands and the clay. Through your sharp focus and unbroken momentum, the veins of gold are compelled to leap themselves out of the mountain rocks. When you are truly prolific in your work, you evolve beyond the mere completing of projects, and you become a force of nature. Your entire life becomes an infinite canvas of possibility, and the irreplaceably unique essence of your spirit shines out from everything you touch. So ask yourself, how can you set your mind aside so your prosperity and production moves through your body without blockage or delay? Do you have the courage to try and fail and try again as many times as necessary? How can you imbue the artifacts of your effort with a deep, undeniable power? And your affirmations for this week are repetition and discipline reveal the path. I free myself by letting go of perfection. My body has a will of its own. I get out of my own way. So that could be that you're just caught too much up in your mind and just do through intuition. Okay, Power Thought card by Louise Hay. I am deeply fulfilled in all that I do. Each moment of the day is special for me as I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart. I am at peace with my world and affairs. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.